All right, good morning, everyone. Uh, Shoot, hold on a second. I've got the wrong account pulled up here. That chat was for real crypto, not real stocks. Real stocks. There we go. All right, getting the chat back up there. What up, Blair? How you doing, buddy? There we go. All right. Told you guys yesterday was the all-time low when I came back from my little short-term break there. The low. I'm kidding. I don't know about that, but overnight session is interesting. I actually like that we made a new low overnight and then bounced right back up in the futures here on my top right chart. I do like that. We did close a little bit lower yesterday. Obviously not the best thing in the world. Did remain positive though, which is good. And hopefully we can kind of maintain that. I'm not hoping for a good day at all. I'm hoping for a week or two of sideways action into the holiday, maybe a little bit of upward action into December, and then launch at the towards the end of the year. I think at this stage of the game, that's kind of a timeline that I think would be more healthy. So we're looking for some action like this. And then launch up into the end of the year. Hopefully that would be, I think, the healthiest path forward for us right now. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Let's go take a look at some of our pre-market movers, see what's going on with there. So an article in IBD said the Dow Jones is leading us up this morning based on some economic data that inflation has been curbed a little bit. However, the Dow leading is not a good thing. You want NASDAQ and the Russell 2000 to lead historically is what you would like. Yeah, exactly. But a pause is really what we're looking for. It looks like Canopy caused Canopy CGC. I want to put, okay, hold on a second. I want to look at INS. I didn't look at that too. It was my dad's last day, so I spent most of the day with him. Okay, so I'll look at INS. Come on, I do have an account. You're killing me. Hold on a moment. What up, Eli? Say it looks like a double top to you. Yeah, definitely double top-ish. Yeah, double top-ish. How can you send me to freaking TradeStation? I didn't click on anything. All right, so let's go back to, yeah, CGC. Let's see what their reaction is on earnings today. They're down to 35 from 38. Not super bueno. We'll see what happens today. What up, Christina? How you doing? All right, let's go back to IBD. Let's go check out our pre-market movers as well. So yeah, CGC down 10%. Let's go take a look at our list here. Got Tahoe Resources. Future Fuel, again, another 12%. This stupid thing just will not stop going up. Will not stop going up. That's been, FF has just been on that list for a long time. CGC, what else do we know? What do we know here? I think I remember IDEX. Canopy Growth. Let's go look at some of these guys. Let's look at Future Fuel, up again. So it has very spiky days to the upside. Looks like today is up into the $20 range, so spiking up into all-time highs. We'll see if it maintains up there. I think this is a smaller cap name. Look, some of these up on FinViz, a little bit quicker. Yeah, 800 million market cap. That's what I was looking for. Yep, lower market cap name, but a 600% earnings quarter over quarter, so that's healthy. Margin's only 19.6%. ROE is 15, which is good. All right, there's Future Fuel. Future Fuel for you. Already putting out a dividend, not a good sign. DMLP. I typed that into nothing. All right, DMLP, no, thank you. Tahoe, LMFA, nice. Nice, LMFA. NOVN, IMMY. Oh, interesting, pretty wide cup there, spanning from, looks like $4 to $135 in terms of percentages. 4.5 to 135. Yeah, I don't know, Eli, give it a couple of months, I think, maybe. If you got the 2021s, there's quite a long time, so the premium isn't going to go anywhere. And on the on those $7 ones, I don't think it's going to be. I mean, the damage has been done if you got in. So, I don't know. We'll look at that. FSNN, Goose, Canada Goose Arctic Program. What the heck is that? And why does it have a stock price? And why does our chart look good? That's hilarious. This one I'm going to look up at IBD. Premium outerwear for men, women, and children. So this is a retailer, Canadian-based designer, manufacturer, and retailer of premium outerwear. Good sales metrics. Let's show you guys here. So Goose here, I'll start at the top here. Composite rating 96, which is great. Market direction is uptrend under pressure. Industry group ranking is 60, which is better than nothing. EPS ranking 74. Earnings coming up today. Looks like before market, I'm guessing, since we already have them. Yep, before market. So really expensive winter coats, very popular in Chicago. Oh, thanks, Spiro. Yeah, so, I mean, it looks like it. Look at this weekly chart. You got from 15 up to 68 over the past year or so. And then on the daily here, looks like it's performing well. And right now it's gapping up. $67, so almost close to that all-time high. Could be a gap and go. Retail's been fairly hot lately, so that could be one to keep an eye on for sure. That could be a mover. But I don't know. The market's so strange here. We have had several distribution days here lately. I think yesterday would probably be considered a stalling day, if nothing else. It is wintertime, so this is true. This is true. Eli always bringing us the facts, guys. Always bringing us the facts. So yeah, yesterday was increased volume. Yesterday should have been considered a stalling day, which would have been a distribution day. And if you look at their chart, it looks like it only has, I mean, there's none of these are increased volume. I got to figure this out. So today technically would have been the first or yesterday, excuse me, would have technically been the first distribution day as a stalling day, according to their charts, but they're not, they don't give a tremendous amount of, see what the article yesterday says. It doesn't say much. Doesn't say much about that. But anyway, technically the market, the uptrend is under pressure, so new positions are cautionary. Goose does have some pretty good metrics, though. I didn't finish going through them. If you look at the sales margin and ROE perspective, all green lights, all good numbers. You don't even have to know what they are. They're above 20, so that's good. A lot of these are at 50s. 48 ROE is excellent. And then what do we have here? 13% change in funds owning stock. Is that over a quarter or a year, or what is that? Prior quarter. Okay. Percentage change in the number of funds owning a stock from a prior quarter, and 2 quarters of increasing fund ownership. So that's good. And looks like we do have some articles, so let's go check out their article on Goose. Much better than expected second fiscal quarter earnings. Or sharply before the open, signaling a breakout above a buy point. They're saying it's a double bottom. It says double bottom there. Okay, double bottom base, 65.92 entry. Let's go look at that. Okay, so they're calling that your entry right there. Yeah, they're calling this your entry in a double bottom base. They're not calling the overall top the entry. So it's already going to be at the entry point, which is always a little bit risky. Spiro says, wow, Eli with another great fact, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, Eli, for being here today. Spiro, is this a distribution day? Is a distribution day a day of more selling or sideways? So there's 2 ways to tell a distribution day. There's 2 kinds. There's an actual distribution day and a stalling day. Each would be considered a distribution day. Okay, so here's the NASDAQ chart. I can't make this max. Can I zoom in? Okay, yeah. So maybe slightly difficult to see, but a distribution day is when the day is down more than 0.2% and the volume is elevated from the previous day. Okay, pretty simple definition there. Over 0.2% down with volume elevated from a previous day. You can see none of these volumes are elevated from the previous day, so technically, according to this chart, none of these are distribution days. Now, yesterday was what's called a stalling day. It's where it was a blue day that didn't go higher than, I think, also 0.2%. I can double check on that, where the volume was elevated from the previous day again. Again, elevated volume being the key factor there. Hold on. And so those are your distribution day definitions right there. So, oops, I actually want that up. And it looks like we're opening for 0.71% open close so far. Market's going to open in 3.5 minutes, give or take. What up, Nighthawk? All right. Yeah, so Goose, will it lay the golden egg? Yes, I just went there. I don't know. However, yeah, it looks like a double bottom base, I guess. Double bottom base looks like it. Look at that. Fully retraced to the 200-day moving average and to the gap up point over here. That's always fun how sometimes these work. If you look at the volume here on Goose, nothing negative. I don't think there's anything negative in the chart here. You got some fairly light volume. You got really good volume over here. We undercut, so going from here, you're going to have these people in profitable territory, which means they're probably going to hold on to their shares. It looks like they didn't sell any down here. Could be off to the races. Look at that, 34 cents over 9 cents. And if we look at 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at a few quarters ago, you got 33 cents. And we were at 34 cents. Was it sales that blew past? Anyway. Why is TradeStation popping up on my screen? Oh no, here we go. So last quarter they said negative 23%. I guess it's bouncing on sales news. I don't know. It's not the best report ever, but 6.4 billion market cap already for Goose. 6.4 billion. Let's look at the PE ratio. Wow, pretty high PE ratio, 97 for a retailer. That's pretty damn elevated. Sales quarter over quarter is 58%. EPS next 5 years, 28%. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. Let's keep going with the pre-market movers. But Goose is a good find. INPX, about a minute left till the market opens. XBio, UNG. Wow, look at UNG. Making moves right there, ladies and gentlemen. On the weekly chart, you see the elevated volume right there looking really good. On the daily chart, you see some good elevated volume. Whatever UNG is, it looks pretty good. I'm going to mark UNG here. Never suspend. Unsuspend all tabs. Okay, there we go. So let's keep going. I got a little tab open with some of these. UNG, UPL. Future Fuel, again, as we've noted, has been really good lately. SDPI. Wow. MFGP. Okay, so we found a few decent ones today. Let's see what's moving. We got Holly. Chesapeake Energy up 5%. INS up another 5% today, guys. Noted yesterday, INS was looking super. And you can see right there is where we are, that little hash mark. There's the close yesterday. I mean, looking great so far from here. NASDAQ opened up about 0.8%, give or take. We'll see how that works out. Nighthawk asking about ACB. ACB's out of order alphabet, Nighthawk. Probably not going to do very well. And the stock also doesn't look like it's doing too good. Gapping down about 5% today. I'm not super happy about that. Earnings already happened, but I don't have earnings. Looks like NASDAQ moving up a little bit, 0.9% up right now. Amita has a question. What do you think is going on with MJ, by the way? Looking at the chart, December 2017, what is that horrible spike down? How does that happen? Let's see what you're referring to there. December 2017. I'm not quite sure what you're looking at there, buddy. So, yeah, MJ is interesting. This is an ETF of some of the marijuana names in the stock market, and I don't know a whole lot about. Hold on a second. I don't know a whole lot necessarily about like exactly what it's comprised of, nor when they were added to the index. The current action is not super encouraging, just to be quite frank with you. Living lower is not super healthy, not something I'm necessarily generally okay with. A fledgling industry, a lack of distribution. There's some distribution here, but there's generally more accumulation from what it looks like to me. a spike down happens with a lot of selling. That's pretty much all I got to say about that. There's not too much footing you can do in the markets without putting money to work, so a big spike down indicates a lot of selling. However, usually the largest spikes tend to cause tops, bottoms, and breakouts. So I don't see a December 2017 spike that you're referring to. This would be December 14th, 2017. I don't see a major spike. I see accumulation starting to occur, a couple of profit-taking days, and then, it gets going again. So if you want to elaborate, have a specific day in mind, I'll be happy to look at that. All right, so NQ settling down to about 0.75%. Let's look at some of our newfound friends. We got UNG, FF, Future Fuel here. This is a very small cap name. ARMN up 4.8% today, it looks like, 5% today. UNG gapping up huge. I want to see United Natural Gas or something. Looks like it. No market cap? Okay, I get no market cap with this one. They don't know what the float is. Do they know what the price is? This is it's an ETF. UNG is an ETF for natural gas. What? How is an ETF for natural gas running up like that? Okay, that's why Chesapeake Energy is running up too. Turn into Whiting Petroleum somehow. Chesapeake, but UNG, an ETF for natural gas. That's why there's no market cap and no flow, because it's an ETF. Wow. Let's look at the futures market for natural gas prices here. Holy Jesus. Looking at weekly, looking at monthly now. So natural gas prices greatly down here since 2009, and seeing a huge spike in volume the past 4 months, taking it from $2.50 to $4. Wow, lots of increasing volume there. Wow, no wonder UNG is gapping up huge like that. Yeah, crypto's not looking good right now. Got to be honest. I mentioned 6,200 is kind of like my line in the sand for Bitcoin. Oh, wow, yeah. Crashing right there through that 6,200 level, Hing out. And it looks like it wants to continue further. Bitcoin Cash down 6% out of the fork. Ethereum looks like making a new low already. Eek. Not good at all. Today could be one of those bad days. Maybe we finally break through 6,000 today. After I put out the video saying we're not going down any lower, probably. Makes sense. But yeah, very interesting natural gas play right there. Very interesting. Nasdaq down 1%, so that's good. But yeah, natural gas, man. Who would have thunk it? All right, so Holly, let's take a look from the top down. We got Holly here gapping up quite significantly. Looks like gapping up pretty big from that downward trend that's been in for several months. A bit of a triple bottom there. And Amit's got, oh yeah, let's go look at Amit's MJ. December 26th. Well, first of all, that's after Christmas, so that would be a very low volatility day right there. I've got the high is 33 and the low is 29 is what I have here. I don't have anything down towards $1. There's not always an inverse relation between oil and gas, Christina. It's just they're different market segments. But natural gas, they're getting really good at pulling that out of the ground. At least they did in the U.S., which is what's kept that price low for so long. Apparently, there's been a lax supply for oil. Maybe the demand for natural gas is actually physically increasing, which could be causing something like that. But that's a huge. I still have it up here. That's a huge move in the futures market, guys. Massive. Look at that little bull flag foretelling that, and then gappy gap. Look at that. Beautiful little bull flag. And then boom. Fantastic. Okay. Point 0.6% of the Nasdaq, so just chilling out here. That's pretty much exactly what we want. I'd like us to consolidate above that 200-day moving average, but we're probably not going to get that. It looks like at this stage of the game, we'll just have to wait and see if we rally up into it or how we get up there. Would be nice if we could get up there, but not quite sure if that's so much in the cards today. Well, not even today, just over the next couple of weeks, I guess. All right, so Emmys, WLL, a petroleum stock. Not sure whether they're gapping up on natural gas, but I believe Emmys is a decent natural gas play. We got TNA race, VMW, BWA. SOI. I was jumping around there a bit. Let's look at some some China names. I don't think SOI is China, but hold on a minute, guys. All right. Sorry, guys, being interrupted a lot by the family this morning. Quite a bit. I should get rid of those people. They're nothing but burdens. Stop me from talking on YouTube, for crying out loud. What's more important than that? right, so Nasdaq holding its own. We got other. Show the other indices. Look at the SPY. .75%. Yeah, some pretty brutal down days there recently too. Definitely likely to continue. BHC last night. Let's take a look. It's not bad from a charting perspective. I don't know why it drops to 90% from in 3 years from 263 to 27. The name doesn't sound familiar. Oh, Bosch Health Companies. 9 billion market cap. Yeah, technically they're kind of poking here at this 28 level, trying to get past it. A couple of higher lows right there. Volumes declining and dropped off, so that could indicate that institutions and anyone has basically stopped selling it. In terms of growth perspectives, the forward PE is only 7, which is really low. EPS this year is 158%. EPS past 5 years 66. Next 5 is only 7, so it looks like they're not anticipating a tremendous amount of growth. Gross margin is 71%. How can your operating margin be negative 34% if your gross margin is 71%? Someone is grossly mismanaging something there. On the top story here is Kramer Remix. The stock has engineered the greatest turnaround of our era. Not quite sure if that's true or not, but it's looking pretty good. From a technical perspective, it's not great. I don't think this would be considered a cup with handle. Although, yeah, maybe it would. Down about 26%. Yeah, I guess it would be considered a cup with handle. However, hold on a second. Could be considered a cup with handle, even a qualified one, because this low is above this low, even by the small amount that it is, and it could be, or I should say, it would be considered the fact that this handle would be above the 50% level of this handle of the cup. So the way you tell a good cup with handle is if the middle of the handle is above the middle of the cup, and that would be qualified. If the high is higher and the low is lower, that it would be above the middle by default. Also, a little bit of a handle right here. I don't mind this at all. This is a nice little setup. Looks like it had some earnings. Beat earnings a little bit. Same estimate every quarter. Dealing with debt, you think? Yeah, turnaround plays can be good. They're not as good as like true organic growth stocks, however, but turnaround plays can. Yeah, why are you crying, buddy? Hold on a second. So turnaround plays can be really good as well. There's lots of accounts of turnaround stocks becoming market leaders. Whether Bausch is going to become one of them, I don't know. I would, if you want to invest in this, I'd probably do a little bit more digging. But from a charting perspective, from a technical perspective, it's not broken. A lot of charts I look at that people ask me about are broken. This one is not. Like I said, declining volume indicates that selling has subsided. I don't see any reverse splits. You want to get down, Bugs? You were sliding down. Oh, do you want to look at this? There you go. But yeah, this one could be a good turnaround play. Just don't know yet. If you want to buy as it goes over this 28.55 area, that would be technically your buy point. The higher the volume, the better. Keep it relative to the daily time frame and make sure it's going to close about 50% over average volume, which right now is about 54 million shares. So you're looking at about at least 75 million shares, 77 million shares. Make sure you're on track to hit that before you buy. It also appears that there's some decent green pocket pivots in here. Maybe hard for you guys to see, but we got, for some reason it's not So let me do this real quick. Let me bring this volume in here. We know the chart looks good. Let's bring the volume into the mix. So see all these green peaks right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Most if not all of those could be considered, except for those two, could be considered early accumulation signals within this base. So that's actually some pretty good action. Eli's saying overall the tops are building a rounded top. Well, that's why you want to wait for this thing to break out. So, but yeah, I think you wait for this thing to break out, but it has higher lows. I see what you're saying, Eli. Yeah, it could be, but wait for it to break out. Don't arbitrarily buy it if you want that. And all these nice little volume signatures here look pretty nice. Although you see over here these nice healthy volume signatures in a pretty extreme uptrend that ended, and then we went into a downtrend over here. So looks like that. What this looks like to me is a base on base formation. You've got essentially a cup right here with a handle here, and then it pops up out of the base and forms another base. So this would be considered a base on base formation, which is actually positive. Base on base formation is positive. It means they're still accumulating, because you have to keep in mind that a base is an accumulation pattern. So if you have a base on a base, it's continued accumulation, and they can be pretty powerful breakouts, because if this is down 90% and institutions are eating this thing, that would be, can you go close the door, make sure it's closed? Institutions could be all over this thing, so it could be good.
Daddy.
Yeah. Hold on a minute, guys. I'll be right back. What up, Venick? Be right back. Thoughts on crude prices? Worst crash in decades. Well, let's go take a peek at crude prices. Best place I know of, I usually just go to FinViz. Oh, wow. I didn't see that yesterday. We saw that when it was down, but I didn't see that yesterday. 75 to 55. That's pretty aggressive. And somehow they're moving that money into natural gas. I guess they just see some value there, would be my assumption. I say stay out of the way. I mean, it's well past any kind of sell point. This little flag would have been a good sell point if it broke through that flag, which it did around 65. But at this stage of the game, I would not jump into a short by any stretch. I wouldn't even play it for a bounce. I would just let it go if you've missed it so far. That's pretty bad, though. Let's go to the monthly chart. So, yeah, I don't know about decades. We've had a spot here and where we went from $100 down to 40 pretty quick. And then here at the ultimate peak oil from 140 down to 40 just as fast. But it is pretty aggressive. Like I said, it could be starting a move, but I don't know if I would be chasing it here one direction or the other. Eli's mentioned Saudi to knock off U.S. fracking. We'll see how long they can sustain it. So, well, the article I read in IBD was that Saudi was anticipating actually cutting production because oil demand has been decreasing due to some kind of a global slowdown. Let me see. Industry news pages. Let's put oil, I guess, or Saudi Arabia. Their search function here isn't very great. Here you go. Yeah, this is the one I read. Oh no, this is 813. Trump criticism of Saudi adds to oil price decline. Foreigners dumping Saudi Arabia stocks amid crisis. I thought this is what I read, but if it is, I didn't realize it was from 3 months ago. No, this is not the same article. Maybe it was this one. Like Trump knows about oil prices, what they should be. That's funny. Calls for new strategies. I don't think this is the exact article either. But that's what I remember. I'm looking for the deal, but I don't know if that's it either. And I think it was an IBD article. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was another article. But that's what I read. I was going to try to find it. Yeah, some of these, like when you get in oil and stuff like this, it really does pay to know the news in oil. This is a strictly, there is supply and demand, obviously, but a lot of that is driven by news cycles about, what the supply is going to be, things of that nature. Oh yeah, this is a slowing global economy is expected to crimp demand even as rival supplies surge. I think this is the article. Yeah, needs to cut about 1 million barrels a day. OPEC said in its monthly report that it sees demand for its own crude falling even faster than expected in 2019. Yeah, this was the article. This was really the thing that caught me. A slowing global economy is expected to crimp demand even as rival suppliers surge. Would like to do some more research into slowing global economy. That could pull us into a longer bear market if that is particularly the case. But it could just be, I don't know what he means by slow glowing economy. Is it GDP growth globally? What is that metric? Yeah, market's not looking super great here. ETH at 195. XRP, Bitcoin Cash down 6% now. Yeah, Bitcoin Cash in a little bear flag here. Looks like it's going to implode. All right, market's at 0.6% right now. And, yeah, that's kind of is what it is. So I think yesterday's flat close after being up so much is not a negative. It's not a positive, but I don't think it's necessarily a negative. Hold on a second. All right, guys. So I'm going to get going here. Any more last minute questions? Please go ahead and ask them. Give my last comments here for the day. But yeah, so Nasdaq yesterday closing flat. Definitely is not a positive. I really would like us to get above the 200-day moving average, which is flat at this particular stage of the game. Looks like it's been flat for a minute. Yeah, look at that. 70, oh no, 70.95, 69.99. Yeah, it's funny. So 200's been flat. I really would like us to get above the 200 and consolidate above here. If you remember a week or so ago, I was talking about this being a little bull flag and then popping up out of here, then forming a consolidation up here. Moving lower, even through the bottom of that bull flag, is not necessarily a good thing. As long as we maintain above this low, though, the market definitely could turn around at any moment in time. A move below here would definitely take us into market correction again and potentially into new lows. Well, I guess it would take us into new lows since it would be a new low. So, all right, guys, see you tomorrow. Have a good day.